one of my coworkers was complaining about the accent of one of my other coworkers that is Southern, very Southern, heavy Southern draw. And she says, that Southern accent is so annoying. And so I looked it up and I found out that New Jersey accent is the number one most annoying amongst Americans. Second is the New York accent.
Whoa. I'm highly offended.
You know, we say fuck you.
You said Jersey, but
dude,
when I hear a Southern accent, I just think lazy and slow.
I just got back from South Carolina. My daughter just graduated college. Went to school in college, Charleston, right? I was just in South Carolina last weekend. That has got to be the worst because it's slow, like kind of like Gabe, right? When Gabe's telling a fucking story, right? It's like real slow and stuff. But that to me, that's got to be the worst.
Fuck the hair, the turtle.
No, to me, the
wins.
worst to me is the Minnesota accent. That sounds like Canadian American.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Does James speak
don't
like
you
that?
know?
Yeah,
Has you
know?
picked it up? Yeah.
I could agree.
You know what? That's a good one.
Yeah.
But you know what? My second most annoying accent, and I'll be honest with you, is the very, very thick Long Island female accent.
Fuck off, Gabe.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I guess he's talking about my wife, right? I think it's my wife's the only one he spoke to at length.
Fuck you. This is the Beers and BS podcast, sponsored by one of the locals, Under the Sun Inserts, Brewport Coffee House and Brewport Cafe. And now here's your hosts, Adrian, Joe, and Mike.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Beers and BS podcast. We are coming to you from Donatina's in Patchogue. If you guys haven't been here, you need to get here. This is one of the best pizza places around.
Yo, for real.
We're going to get all to it, all right? We are your hosts. This is Joey. That's Mike D. I'm Adrian. Sitting in with us tonight is owner-operator John Peragine.
Johnny.
What's up, John?
How you doing, guys?
John, thank you for having us.
My pleasure.
We come here a lot. I know Joey probably comes here the most out of all of us, but we come here a lot, and it's very cool. We like going on location. This is our second, right?
Yeah.
Location podcast, right? Our other one was at Painters in Brookhaven, and now we're here, so really cool. So thank you very much for having us. Thank you for sitting in.
Thank you, guys.
We start every show. We tell the audience what we're drinking. This is going to be real quick, right? Because at the count of three, what are we all drinking?
Peroni.
Peronis.
This is some of the coldest, delicious Peroni I've had.
Yes.
Smooth, man.
If you come here to Donatina's,
I don't know. Is it the glasses that make them go down so easy?
dude, I don't know, but
Yes.
It is the glasses, right? Yeah.
we're all on our
Cold.
Yeah, no, they're flowing nice.
we're all on our second one because that first one went down so smooth, and I was saying, I'm like, man, this Peroni's hitting real well.
Yeah.
Not something I drink all the time, but it's fantastic,
No,
and
and
it's ice cold.
And honestly, no bullshit. It pairs nice with pizza. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
I was just gonna say that.
Now, that's what you have on tap, right?
That's the only beer we
And you have several of the beers that you offer as well in the cooler and stuff.
5 different kind of beers, but the only one on draft is the Peroni.
Awesome, very good. Gabe, you drinking tonight?
I'm just drinking water.
Just water? Okay.
I mowed the lawn earlier today. It took an hour and a half. I was 85 degrees outside, so yeah, I'm kind of beat right now, so I'm just drinking
Fuck
water.
it, it's 85 there already, huh?
But 85 degrees cutting the grass. That sounds like you need a beer.
Yeah, for real.
I would, but I need to rejuvenate.
Very good.
Smoke that funny shit instead.
There you go.
Very good.
I'm out. I wish I could.
Whoa.
Oh, but I do have my vape. So
Don't they sell it down the road?
Yeah, it's been a busy day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here, like I said, we're here in Donatina's in Patchogue. Okay, 18 West Avenue, right in the heart of Patchogue Village. John, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about your place here.
Yeah,
how long have you been open?
This November will be 7 years.
Wow. 7 years.
That went fast.
That went real fast.
1 good year, 2 years of COVID,
Oh.
and 4 good years after COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is this your first pizza place?
My uncle and my father kind of owned a pizzeria in Medford back in the day in the 80s. It was called
where?
Poppy's Pizza. Right next to Nanridge Furniture.
Oh, get out of here.
Back, yeah.
There's a pizzeria there now.
Yeah.
Yes, John is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the exact spot.
I remember that spot.
Yeah, it actually started across the street, a little hut next to Family Fair Haircut.
Oh, wow. That little house there.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember, was it like a coffee hut? Was it like over there, like a coffee hut? Like, I'm not saying that that was your parents or
No, I don't remember.
I remember being on that side of the road because I remember getting a haircut as a kid at that other place. There was like this little place, like a coffee hut. No,
I think after we moved, there was something else.
Yeah,
but that's where the original Poppage was. Yeah.
Okay. And God, I'm sorry, Joe.
No, I just said cool.
Oh, so I know you've owned other businesses, right? Other restaurants and stuff.
Well, I'm a chef. My profession is a chef. I've chef probably 35 years. Named New York, all over the East Coast. This was more of a hobby for me. So, once I got tired of the restaurant business, it was like, why not do something that I like to eat every day? So we jumped right into it. I always make it at home. I always play. I got all the ovens. I got all the toys. So
it was a no-brainer.
I had a Parabellum in Riverhead, and we had some extra space. So I actually went to Italy and imported a Neapolitan pizza oven, a Maraforni, and just to do true authentic Neapolitan style pizza, and it became a big hit. It was huge. So everybody in Patchogue was like, "Whoa, what the hell? Why don't we have that in Patchogue?"
There you go.
So I had a non-compete in my lease because my landlord at the time was Angelo from Del Fiore's, and he said I couldn't do pizza. So when this space came available, I jumped all over it, and it turned into a pizzeria.
So fun fact, this used to be like a fake 7-Eleven.
I remember that.
And I was the fucking mailman in this fucking building for many years. And I used to walk in and see an Arab woman at the counter that used to be like right over there.
Yeah.
And now it's a fucking wonderful pizzeria where I love to come and eat.
Now that guy works at Quench.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I swear to God.
That's funny.
I remember that because I used to, over 20 years ago, I used to bartend at the Ore down the road.
Yeah.
So I would stop here at that. It was like what do we call it, 7 Mart or something like that?
Seven Express.
Yeah, 7 Express. There you go. I would stop here to get the papers.
Scratch off cigarettes and beers.
Yep.
Yeah, that's funny.
And it was like a Subway too, I think.
Yeah, when we took it over, it was a Subway. They had a gelato spot in here. It was gross. Peeling away the layers of all the years of the different places it was disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you did an amazing job. The bar is beautiful. How many seats are at the bar?
There's about 16 at the bar.
So 16 seats at the bar.
About
you got
26 on the dining room.
There you go. Plenty of room. They got a couple of booths up front, and we got to get into the pizza.
I know.
This place, years ago, it's the first time I've ever had Detroit pizza. Detroit style pizza was here.
Yeah, we were the first ones on the way.
Get out of here, really. So that's okay. Because I'm like, why haven't we heard of it, right?
Gabe, do you know what Detroit style pizza is?
Yeah, it's kind of like Chicago, but it's square.
I don't know if that's accurate.
No.
Chicago is more of like a soup. It's a bowl, right? Dough bowl with sauce, cheese, sausage inside. Detroit is more of a pan pizza.
Yeah.
And the cheese is pushed to the sides, using different brand of cheese, Wisconsin brick, cheddar, mozzarella, and it caramelizes against the pan, the steel pan. And
oh my God,
it caramelized.
You're making it move, John.
Yeah.
I want to go back to you said you imported the oven, the Neapolitan oven.
Yeah.
What makes that so special? Is it the slate that's inside? Is it a different piece of stone?
I bought from Stefano Ferrari.
This is the best podcast we ever did, by the way. Yes.
We get very passionate about food.
in Naples, and all the pizza ovens made in Naples is they use Mount Vesuvius lava rock.
Okay.
The mortar, the stone, so it helps
the way it holds the heat,
intensity heat, and so I went there and there was no services back then, so I had to go there, buy the oven, put it in a shipping container, ship it over, bring it in through the port in New York, go through customs and
Would
all
that take a couple months, or was it quick?
Yeah, it took about months and about $60,000.
Just watching you with that mic.
Ryan Seacrest over here.
I like it, actually. So it finally landed in America, and then how did you get it here?
We had a shipped it out. Well, actually, they went out to Riverhead.
Oh,
and we had to take the whole front of the store off to get it in because we had to use a forklift and
to drive it through. It was so heavy because it's all made of stone, right?
Yeah,
and it's
it
steel.
was 8,000 pounds.
is that it right there, or not? Is that a different one?
That's a different one. The other one I have in storage right on River Avenue. I'm going to use it again one day.
Shit, man.
But yeah, that's where it all started. And But so the Detroit style, I was in Vegas for the pizza show, which you guys should do a podcast from there.
We should.
I would love that.
Wow, we got to make that happen.
And this kid, Sean Randazzo, did won the best pizza competition with the Detroit style pizza. It blew everybody away. Everybody's like, "What is this?" Nobody knew what it was. And we sampled it, and it was unbelievable. It was like, oh my God, this would be a huge hit. Like I said at the time, eventually it'd be like a grandma is now in every other pizzeria.
Yeah.
Right.
So, it's one of the hottest pizza trends in the country, in the world, Detroit style pizza. So, our little call to glory is we're the first ones on Long Island to bring it, back in 7 years ago.
And I will say this, now that there are other pizzerias that have it,
Yeah.
you are, in my opinion, the best one out there for real.
Right.
Like,
I agree. Like I said, I've been coming here for years because what you guys do too. My wife is gluten-free.
Okay. Yeah, we do it in gluten.
This is her favorite gluten-free pizza. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Detroit style pizza.
Yeah, we were the first ones to do that as well. You know what I mean? Because it was like to eliminate cross-contamination. Oh, there it is right there. To eliminate cross-contamination, we did it in the Detroit pans. Because, you can't put gluten-free pizza on top of the stone, with all the
look at that, yeah.
residual flour and, stuff like that. So, and it was huge. People loved it, so we do it Sicilian style, we do Detroit style, and then we just started doing 12-inch Neapolitan style gluten-frees. Oh. Which we make the dough every day.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because it comes in two different sizes.
Yeah. Small and large. Yep.
Yeah. And so sometimes, she'll just get the small because she doesn't want to go. But then she'll get the large and that lasts all weekend.
Yeah.
Right.
It's become so popular. Like this weekend we're doing the Shakedown Festival at Blue Point. And it's like a staple menu item on my pizza truck.
Nice.
You always have to have gluten-free because people always come up as like, "You doing gluten-free?" You're like, "Yep." And
it's become I don't want to say popular.
Mainstream.
But I mean, so many people.
No, and when you offer a gluten-free product to those people, you're like a savior
Yeah.
to them. They're like, "Oh my God!" And if it tastes delicious,
It's like
all the more.
And I'll tell you, it's funny. It's like a small community. You know what I mean? Where I say they all talk to each other.
Sorry, Gabe, that was funny.
I'm saying, but they all talk to each other. So right away, I'm saying, so she's telling everybody who's gluten-free.
Yeah.
All right, try this.
Donatine.
Well, Gluten-Free Long Island, to give a little plug on Facebook, they're the ones that really spread the news about us quick. I mean, I had some regulars come in and try it, and they put it out on the website, and then we started getting slammed with it. And I'm like, what's going on? And they started asking people, how'd you hear about it? And they're like, oh, there's a site, Gluten-Free Long Island, and from there.
I mean, I'm sure it's delicious, but I've never tasted one gluten-free item of anything.
Give me my
No.
If I did in Detroit, you won't be able to tell.
Yeah, it's really good, man. The cheese on the edges, stuff. Dude. Like I said, I'll eat it. You know what I mean? It's just so nice because living with somebody who's gluten-free, I feel bad sometimes. You know what I mean? Eating pizza, eating a hero in front of her, things like that. But when you have options, when you have options, there's a place where you can go where she feels like she's eating like a regular pizza. She misses it. She misses bagels and heroes and all that stuff.
Nobody's doing gluten-free bagels.
No, they are, but it's just not the same. It's not the same.
It's hard to find everything under one house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to go to a pizzeria for gluten-free and bagels. It's hard to, really find some place that does it all.
Yeah.
Desserts, breads, pastas, everything.
Being that I could tell you 15 places. I mean, I could tell you almost any dish that you can get gluten-free on this island.
Right.
Right next to where your family had the pizzeria, it was a Chinese place called Hao Tin.
Yeah, the best.
And they used to do gluten-free Chinese food.
I'm so pissed about that.
Yeah, they're not there anymore. Yeah. But they used to do gluten-free Chinese food.
Really?
Yeah, so you find these places and you just kind of
put them on the calendar. Yeah, mark them down.
Anyway.
I'm curious how you come up with the name Donatina. Like when you decide to open a pizzeria,
I think I know the answer to this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Is it a combination of your children's names?
Yes. Okay. My son's name is, let me start. Back in the day when Scotty Campbell and I opened up Parabel, we couldn't come up with a name. So one day he just threw out a goof, mashed our last names together. Para from Peragine and Campbell, the Bell. So we did Parabel. So when we couldn't come up with a name for here, I just did the same thing with my kid's name. My son's name is Donato, and my daughter's name is Valentina. So we did the Donatina.
Love it.
Beautiful.
And then we found out it's like a doll that's huge in Europe. And
Is it really?
yeah, it's like so many different people. Like, oh, I know Donatina. I'm like, what? So it's funny.
I love it. It's a catchy name. Even that's how it was born, from your children's two names. I love it, but it's just a catchy name, and it's a pizzeria name.
Yeah,
in my
really.
opinion.
It's got everything.
But when I first started, we called it Donatina Neapolitan Pizza Cafe, and it was just too much.
Yeah, too long.
So like all our, at the same time, I created Donatina Pizza in our email address and our website and our social media tags, and that's what I call Donatina Pizza. It's easier. But our formal name is Donatina Neapolitan Pizza Cafe. just so people know that we're not just a pizzeria. We still serve food and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you're a chef, right?
And I have two different logos. Like this is our main Go logo, but then I got this logo.
Very cool. Yeah.
Sick.
That's like,
Oh my God! So many people are probably so jealous and try to copy that, right?
Yeah.
Like in pizza business.
I don't mind sharing the wealth. You know what I mean? I promote Long Island and pizza on Long Island. A lot of people, if I could curse shit on Long Island pizza,
No way.
Portnoy. But
Yeah.
He does, right? He does. He's like everybody's like.
Does he come out here?
Yeah, he comes out a lot of places.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
I feel like he was like an asshole a lot.
He does go to Nassau because it's close to the city.
Yeah.
But he shits on Neapolitan style pizza. So like people are like, oh, you gotta have Portnoy now. I'm like, fuck him. He's just gonna shit on it anyway. He doesn't like Neapolitan pizza. He's gonna give a shitty score.
No, he likes bar style pizza, right?
He loves New Haven.
Well, I was just gonna say he really loves the New Haven style pizza, which I do too. It's definitely different than what you get around here. I mean, I've just grown up on Long Island pizza, so that's my favorite. But I do like the New Haven style, thin crust, well done.
Like we went to John's at Bleecker, and that was like, that's cooked a little different, right? I feel like it's kind of
right?
yeah. So there's definitely a little, it's different, but it tastes. I mean, it was good.
Yeah,
Really good.
We destroyed 3 pies. It was fucking
It's too hard to put so many different style of pizza in one basket. So like even for myself, school pizza was the best to me. I loved it. Elio's.
I say it to my son all the time. I say it to my son all the time.
If I didn't get that corner fucking burnt slice, I was pissed off, bro.
Well, my best friend's mom was a lunch lady. She knew.
Oh, she hooked it up.
Yeah, I got like 4 slices. That's why I'm a fat fuck.
It's good to know people.
Absolutely, right?
French fries, a burger.
But I was gonna say you had to be nice to the lunch lady. What was the lunch lady's name, guys?
Oof. Sherry?
Pisano.
You don't remember Rosie?
Oh, Rosie, yes. I do remember.
Man. Yeah.
I do remember Rosie.
Pretty good.
I can't remember my own middle name sometimes.
Pretty good.
Yeah, no.
So listen, I just want to say I thought I was the only one that was screwed up like that. Like I'll eat any pizza, like Elio's, Tony's, you know what I mean? Like and anywhere.
Bro,
if
I
there's
threw
a pizzeria,
I threw with DiGiorno in the oven the other night.
You know what I
I
mean?
loved it.
I thought I was the only one, and I'm like embarrassed. But I love the combination of bread, cheese, and pizza.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm eating pizza bites. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Let them cool off a little bit, though. All right. Oh my God, when they come right out the oven, they're like little exploding dynamites.
Well, Joe and I talk about it all the time. Like I have my New York favorite, Sicilian favorite.
Yeah.
I have 20 places. Roman style, like Metro, King Umberto's, Taglio. There's a bunch.
King Umberto's is so good.
I've been hearing about that.
Johnny Chez.
That's Taglio. Is that Massapequa? Is that?
Just opened up in Massapequa.
Yeah. How is that Roman style? Is it?
I love it. It's very hard to do. That's why not a lot of people do it.
What is it?
It's a higher hydration dough. Usually 2-3 days old. You need a lot of space. You need a lot of room for it, and it's hard to work with. So not a lot of Long Island pizza guys are experienced enough. Very sticky, very airy and light. You know what I mean?
You gotta try it.
Can't maneuver. Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
fantastic.
I heard about it, and I figured that was kind of like the next new, like how Detroit was.
Yeah.
Well, I guess since you brought it, to Long Island, I think this is like another new
next level.
Yeah, new trend, I guess. Whatever.
That's one of the new trends, like the Neapolitan New York style, like somebody like Linda Street in New York does. That's another new up and coming stuff. Pizza's kind of going towards more of the old school style, where It's not just like, oh, put 3 cans of water in the dough, a bag of flour. Everything's measured. Everything's temperature control.
What's your thoughts on like the conveyor? Actually, Gabe has been, me and him have a little side chat going about pizza, and he's been sending me some clips of these. It seems like conveyor ovens are a new thing now, or not new, but trending idea in the pizza world right now. Have you seen any of these?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to control.
That's a dollar slice pizza place, right?
Once you get into that middle of the oven, it's hard to see where it's at. Like, when you have a deck oven, you can spin it, you can flip it, you know what I mean? You can
Get
check the bottom.
where you want it,
You know what I mean? So once it gets into the middle of that, it's hard to control.
Right, you can't get your hands in there and spin it or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. The big trend now is electric ovens.
Yeah.
Because, you have 4 decks, all different temperatures. So a lot of guys will start, if you see like those very airy, like Linden Street does that, they'll start in a medium temperature, then finish on a screen on a hot temperature oven to get that charness. So for Patro, it's too much work. These guys can't handle it.
Does it? Being the electric, does it heat up quicker or something? Like, what's the benefit?
It's more consistent. You know what I mean? Gas turns on and off, and all. The electric is a little more consistent, and it's a drier heat. When you use gas, there's oxygen in the gas, so when you burn it, it spreads out humidity.
Now your regular traditional gas pizza ovens.
Yep.
Do you leave those on all night now?
All the ovens stay on. Well, not stay on, but we drop the deck ovens to 450 at night.
Okay.
So we get them to 550, maybe on 45 minutes an hour.
Ooh, yeah, wow. I always wondered that if they stayed on all the time.
Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, you're coming in, the pizzas on the top are all nice and brown, but the bottoms are white.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's you have to keep them on.
That's funny. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
This oven's a beast. This one we have to, it drops down. Like we cook about 750, 800 degrees, the Neapolitan oven. So once that fire burns down through the night, we close it. It drops down about 250, 300 degrees. So like we have to really get that one going up and running because, if you try to cook a pizza in there that's not up to temperature, it was like garbage.
Yeah. So, by the way, that's my kid's favorite thing. Just sit at the bar and get those Neapolitan pizzas out of that oven. It's my favorite too. You can kind of customize them whatever toppings you want, and they're fucking delicious every time. Have you done that?
No.
Oh, you got to do it.
What, sit at the bar and get a personal pan?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Happy hour Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, 5 to 7, half price Neapolitans.
Oh, you can't beat that.
Oh, dude, we got to do that. Bro.
Yeah, a
For
couple
real.
Peronis.
Yeah, half price Peronis too.
Woo! Come on
looks
down.
like
I
Adrian's
love the
dishing up some
location.
pizza.
Like, if you're getting off the train, you order the pizza 20 minutes before you get off the train. Get in your car, pick it up, boom, you're right home.
Oh yeah.
Patchogue train station.
This is the spot. West Avenue is probably the most busiest road in Patchogue.
Yeah,
in the summertime because everybody's heading to the beach.
That's right. The ferry's right there. Yeah.
The Dublin Deck.
What time do you close during the summer?
We stay till usually 9 o'clock during the weekdays because ever since COVID, people's gotten so used to going out early and eating early. So it's not really a big, but on weekends we're always here at 11, 12.
And let me ask you a question. All right, so right now we're getting the Detroit pepperoni slice, right?
Oh my God, Gabe, I'm sorry you're not here for this, man, but
Yeah, me too.
Oh, you don't want the corner?
But let me ask you a question. Like, is pineapple on pizza offensive? Is it wrong?
Just say yes, John. Just say
yes. I'm guilty. There's a place, Evil Pizza in Vegas, that does a ham and pineapple pie. It's fantastic.
Right.
But I've never eaten it.
You heard about it.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve.
That's the only
this
place I'll eat.
What are your thoughts on this is a hot topic for me.
Yes, I was just about to get into it.
What's your thoughts on the hot honey?
I like it, but I can't have it all the time.
Oh my God.
First time I ever had the hot honey was here.
Yeah.
I told you before we got on. I was at a Christmas party with one of your best friends.
Yep.
He hosted a Christmas party here. And it was the first time I ever had hot honey.
Yeah.
First time I ever had a clam pie. First time I ever had calamari on top pizza.
Oh, there you go.
All those were first, and they were here.
Thank
Like I
you.
said, first time I ever had Detroit.
You're a liar. You've eaten the clam pie a lot.
I'm going to
No,
copy.
yeah, no, hot honey was hot in the beginning, and it was like we used to give it away, but we were going through gallons and gallons and gallons of it. So and people loved it. So we had to slow it down on it a little bit, and we started charging for it.
This is so good, by the way. If you're listening to this, we're trying some Detroit pizza with pepperoni on it, and it's perfect.
My God, it really is.
Yeah,
It's crunchy, juicy.
It's the edges.
Yeah, the crunchy
edges.
right? Oh my God.
well, it's a sauce too. We don't use your traditional sauce on this. This is it's traditional Detroit style pizza is a little bit more of an herbier, spicier sauce that they put on it, and it's always spooned after the pizza comes out of the oven. So you bake the whole pie,
Right.
Because you don't want the moisture from the tomatoes messing up the caramelization on the crust on the pizza.
Oh, nice.
So you spoon it out over, and it's just that combination alone with some pecorino romano, some fresh basil, makes it unbelievable.
It really is a science, man.
You know, when we were kids, you go to any pizzeria, and it was basic, right? It had sauce, cheese, and to me, didn't they always put oregano on there? Didn't everybody always put oregano?
I feel like they did something, right?
Yeah, but now you don't ever see any oregano. You're like,
Oregano and like some Parmesan cheese, I think they would sprinkle on top some places.
That's standard. Everybody puts it on. You know,
do they though? No? I feel like they've gone away from it.
some people put it in the sauce so they don't have to put it on the pizza. Or a lot of old school guys still put it on pie.
Right, that's the way it looks. Traditional, a couple, little green on there, and serve it up. But this is delicious.
As you can see, we are extremely passionate about food. Being serious, I'm telling you, we talk about food. One of our segments is what's the best thing you ate this week, and we'll sit there and we'll just talk about whatever we had
Feels
throughout
like
the
an
week.
Arby's night.
Like Joey said, food makes it move. All right, for sure. So this is one of our favorites, and we love it. And thank you very much for having us.
My pleasure. I'm glad.
You're gonna hang with us though, right, for a little bit. We're gonna continue on. We got our regular topics and stuff. Yeah.
You want me to?
No, we love
I might
to.
have to jump away because this Knicks game is getting kind of close.
Yeah, well, that's what we're getting into right now, right?
Okay, yeah, I'll stick around. I'm watching it on my phone.
Before, look here.
Can I ask them one more question about the business?
Go.
So, customers.
Yeah.
Like, do you hear some weird shit? Like, when you're making their food and stuff, the conversations that's going on. Like, is it like a barbershop where people start divulging, information and?
Not at the counter, but sometimes at the bar.
Yeah, and they start calling.
But the weirdness comes from some of the questions we get over the phone. About
the orders. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the pizza. What kind of pizza they want?
What's the worst topping that someone has ever asked you to put on a pizza? We said pineapple. It could be good. Is there anything?
People get mad at me. I just shut them right down. I go, no, that's against the law. That's what I tell people when they ask for pineapple on pizza. I'm like, no, we don't do that. It's against the law. And they're like, really? Like, no, I'm just kidding, but we don't do that. No, not so many weird. We have a lot more than normal toppings for pizza. We do guanciale, which is the pig jowl.
Oh, good.
Rizzoli, cured beef, porchetta.
Yeah, out of here, really.
Oh, yeah. The actual cacio e pepe pizza we do with the guanciale, it's fantastic. You guys want to try one of those?
That sounds
next. But we do a mortadella panuzzo, a burrata and pistachio. So there's a lot of different stuff that people like. Oh, what is that? I never heard of that. Speck, which is a smoked prosciutto. So there's a lot of different toppings that we offer out of the ordinary. Burrata, ricotta salata. Wow. So there's so many. The people don't really come with us anything out of the ordinary. We do have one lady that for some reason thinks we don't carry anchovies. So she always brings a can of her own.
Oh my God.
I don't know if she doesn't want to pay for it, but she's like, you don't mind? I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, no, listen.
So
now all those toppings are on the menu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bottom menu is probably about 25, 30 toppings.
Very cool.
I got a question for you, John.
Yeah.
How long before you start infusing marijuana into pizzas for Mike?
John, I'm not a pot smoker, so I don't know how to incorporate it. I know a lot of guys do oil and spread the oil on top of the pizza.
Call it the flour pie. I get.
You know what I mean? One of the guys on Long Island, this guy Mike's Underground.
I know about him.
He did for some weed thing. He did a marijuana infused Detroit style pizza.
Oh wow,
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know if he still offers it, but I remember him promoting it. But that was the only thing. It's hard to incorporate it, into a pizza.
Yeah, no, and if you're not in that culture, it's like why even bother?
I mean, I'm sure maybe like a marijuana butter I can put on a Neapolitan pizza or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
Or marijuana infused.
The chef in him is getting creative, right?
I got to be honest with you. I mean, that slice I just ate I eat pizza a lot. I'm always in my I'm always in my car and I'm moving around all different towns and all over the island. And that slice, and I'm not blowing smoke up anybody's ass. That was one of the best slices I've had in the last few months.
And if you don't believe us, you got to come down and try it.
Yeah, you guys got to get down here.
It's so weird because, like I said, my favorite part is the cheese around the edges, but it's so light and airy in the middle. You know what I mean?
It's light, chewy. You got the cheese and the sauce. Really,
sauce is the banger.
Yeah.
Bro.
Well, this is why I get bothered by a lot of guys that review pizza, because if you're really going to review a pizza, you got to have it right out of the oven.
Yeah.
Anytime you throw pizza in a box, it sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
It steams it. It loses any kind of texture to it, any kind of crispiness to it. So, like, you can review me all you want. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? If you sit in front of me and eat my pizza, you're going to love it.
Right.
You throw it in the box, 50% of the fucking quality goes out the window.
Yeah.
You could put any kind of underliner to it, any kind of aerated box or bullshit.
Honestly, I think that would fall true with any takeout food, no matter what it is. You know what I mean? But especially pizza.
Not
sure.
Chinese food, though.
That's true.
It's good anyway.
No, but that's why, and that's a big deal because by us, we live in Belport, and by us, Avino's is the only. I don't want to say that. Avino's travels very well. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Avino's travels very well. You order a burger from Avino's and stuff, they're wrapping the bun separately in tin foil. You're not getting that sogginess. So it definitely matters. It definitely matters.
So that's when it comes to pizzas, like don't judge a pizza after DoorDash delivered it 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come here and have it, because this Detroit pie, it'll blow you away every single time when it comes out of the oven fresh.
Sit at the bar.
Yeah.
Order it.
Have a cold Peroni.
Yeah.
And I try to tell a lot of people, especially on the Neapolitans or the Detroit style, and even like New York styles, if you really want a great pie, order it uncut. Before you go pick it up, preheat your oven at 450 degrees. As soon as you get home, toss it right on the rack, bring that crispiness back, and then eat the pizza.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Never get it cut, because once you cut it and put it in a box, it
that
shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what you fucking call a pro tip.
Yeah, right? But I'm going to be honest with you, John. Like sometimes I'm having a slice on the way home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my pies always go home with 7 slices for some fucker.
Don't be rude.
A lot of times I'm getting a roadie. You know what I mean? For the drive home. You know what I mean? And
that means something else where I come from.
Somebody sent me.
Thank you very much, Laura.
Somebody sent me something on Instagram. They were like,
I'll take that. Thank you, Laura. Appreciate you.
A kid and his father goes to the pizzeria to pick up pizzas, and the father's one time, it's like, yo, son, you come with me. And the kid's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll go. You know what I mean? I'm going to hang out with my father, go pick up pizza. And then they get to the pizzeria, and he's like, 3 pies? He goes, no. The kid's like, no, we only ordered 2. And the father's like, shh. He's the tall pie. And he crushed the fucking pizza before he even. I've respected my father fucking forever for that.
That's the start.
That would be Joey.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Joe, come on. You never been guilty of getting a roadie?
No, 100, dude.
Yeah.
You either get a slice or something.
Most every time I get takeout, I'm getting a roast.
It's it takes 10, 15 minutes to get home. You know what I mean?
You never know what could happen. You don't want to be stranded.
I get like 2 pinwheels or something small I can scoff down. I don't look like a slob by the time.
Yeah.
You know what it is with a pinwheel? I need to dip it in sauce.
Oh no, I can't just all that grease and it's
And by the way, I've had chicken parm heroes from here. I've had meatball parm heroes. Everything in this establishment is really top notch, top shelf.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We cook everything fresh. We don't buy anything frozen, and we try to do it right. We take a lot of pride.
So I know you had what would you call Parabel? What kind of cuisine? When that was here,
it was. I like to call it an eclectic American.
Okay,
with a little global influence.
All right,
to do everything.
It was my wife and I's favorite spot for a long time. What's more fun? What are you more into? What do you think is more in your wheelhouse? This or that?
Nowadays, now with kids and a busy life, this is a lot more fun for me because I get to interact with people. You know, the way I set up the restaurant is the pizza guys are making you pizza right in front of you. So there's no secrets, there's no hiding, there's no running to the back. You know what I mean? So, and promote my guys to talk to customers. Like, these guys, you know, get Christmas gifts in the holiday times because people love them so much. Yeah. It's like
part of the neighborhood.
Like the barber at the barber shop, or, you know what I mean, the bartender. These guys are your pizza tender, you know.
Yeah, these guys don't tip their barbers for Christmas.
You get the tip every time he cuts my hair. Tip him extra.
That's a whole nother story.
No, very, very cool. Very cool. Like I said, if you're in the area, even if you're not in the area, you got to come to Donatina's, 18 West Avenue in Patchogue, right in the heart of Patchogue Village. I mean, you
come hungry.
Yeah.
Make sure you come hungry.
You do yourself a disservice if you don't come and check it out. John, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
You guys good?
Yeah, man.
Want a couple topics?
Yeah.
Well,
we got a big Knick game going on in the background.
That's it. So John's trying to leave because he wants to watch this Knick game, but
they're down by 4.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking. John, by the way, there's TVs here, so if you want to come watch the game, you can come here as well and watch the game. I'm watching over here. I keep looking to my left every now and then.
I honestly want this to end tonight. We can't go back to the Garden. The whole momentum will change.
Guys, right? I've been telling my kids, okay? My daughter's 22. My son's about to be 17. I'm saying, like, they haven't lived through a good Knick team.
No.
You know what I mean? They haven't had it. And I'm like, I try to explain to them. I'm like, you don't understand. I go, when the Knicks are good, I go, it's electric. I go, because it's the one sport I feel, right? Like, look, we're all, I don't know about you, John. I'm saying we're all Yankee fans, the three of us. Okay, so you're a Yankee fan.
Older.
But I'm saying, but there's still a lot of Met fans, right? So there's another choice. Okay, same thing with hockey, same thing with football, but in basketball, now I know, okay, Brooklyn Nets have been here for what, about 10, 12 years now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this town around here,
Knicks.
It's probably 85% Knick fans, right?
100%.
You know what I mean? So I feel like this is the one sport where I feel like it's just one team.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So when they're good, everybody's excited. Everybody's involved. I mean, have you guys seen what's going on outside the Garden?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's fucking
It's crazy.
You know?
Tear it up. That's all the stonework. All the stonework we did this this past 2 years. Tear it up. We'll do it over again.
Mike's a union stoneworker.
Okay.
Yeah, but we did all the stone plaza over there, and I see them partying on it. Keep stomping and breaking shit. Go ahead.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
So yeah, with that being said, tonight,
Think about all that's went on in your life, because your kid, you just said your kids' ages, but everyone's lives since the Knicks were good. Like, it's decades, bro. Decades.
Dude, 30 years, 25, 30 years.
1999 was the last time they were in the finals. And they haven't. This is
Was that Sprewell?
Yeah, Sprewell, Larry Johnson.
White Bronco chase?
That was 94.
94.
That was 94. Yeah. So that's even longer. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is a great feeling. Right now, Knicks have an opportunity. They're playing as we speak right now. They have an opportunity. They're in Boston to close this out.
Sweep the leg, Daniel.
This series, I mean, like, that Detroit series was a battle. But this series, I mean, nobody saw this coming, right?
No.
I mean, everybody had them.
Not a chance.
Yeah, there's no way. So it makes the team so much better.
I wasn't confident against the Pistons, let alone the fucking Celtics.
I knew the Pistons would be tough. I thought we'd win that series, but this is. I didn't think we'd be in this position right now.
No.
I'm a little upset that everybody seems to be touching the money a little bit. Everybody has them,
and that's why I'm shutting my mouth. I haven't said a word because I don't want to touch the money, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I haven't felt this good about the Knicks in a long time.
Well, I think that
I don't want to ruin it.
The percentage of teams that have come back from 3-1 is like 1%. It's like nothing.
Yeah, but as Yankee fans, we know it's possible.
I know. That's
right
true.
now, I mean, John just said they're down 4. Are you kidding me? Tatum's out, and we're down 4. I don't even want to look at the team.
I know.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, they were down 20 when he was there.
And what I said the other night, every game it mattered the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah,
it was real close going into the fourth quarter. I'm confident we're going to take this game.
Yeah.
So there's only been 13 teams in NBA history that have come back from a 3-1 deficit.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we're recording the podcast tonight, which I'm happy about. It's a good time. We're not really locked into the game, but it looks like there's a lot. It looks like it's a very physical game.
Yeah.
Josh Hart has stitches on his eyebrow. It looks like. and Jalen Brunson got hurt. I think
that was first quarter. He had that.
Oh yeah, very physical game tonight.
I put money on him to get a double tonight. I guess not.
How much?
Not much. But we'll see.
Yeah. Anyway, it's fun. Let's see. Fingers crossed. You know what I mean?
I can't see a fuck.
I can't see either. To be continued. But we're just happy, man. We're just happy. It's good days to be a Knicks fan.
Hey, listen. Honestly, as a New York sports fan, we haven't had much to brag about lately, and probably.
Well, Yankees were in the World Series.
Yeah,
a few months
but
ago.
They lost.
Yeah, I know, but still,
they lost. The Mets, they were in the National League, conference finals, or whatever.
Speaking of the Mets, it's the big Subway Series this weekend.
Yeah, are they still in first place in the division?
Yeah.
Wow, good for
dude. If I'm at that first game where the Mets are at Yankee Stadium, I'm turning my back. Soto
dude, did you guys hear that Soto? Right, they gave Soto a day off today.
Yeah,
and there's an off day tomorrow.
Yeah.
What he's got to get his head right? What's going on? Is he a little nervous?
They also said he stole a base yesterday, slid into second, and was holding his knee.
Okay. I thought maybe he was getting like a little nervous. He's in his...
What about our guy, Cabrera?
Oof, did you see that?
Yeah, man.
That was ugly, man.
That foot just planted and he rolled right over his own foot, bro. Oh, my
Gruesome.
God.
Yeah, that was ugly, man. I hope he's okay,
I saw someone play that in super slow-mo, and you could kind of see his ankle fold.
Just snap, right?
Yeah.
So sticking with that, stick with the Yankees real quick. I want to ask you guys, Aaron Judge, okay? Are we watching a man or a machine this year? You know what I mean?
A legend in the making. When all our lives, you always heard of Babe Ruth. Like, this is going to be the Babe Ruth of the next generation.
I think you're right, man.
Yeah, Aaron Judge.
Dude, as of right now, he's batting .412.
That's insane. Ted Williams, Babe Ruth. This is it. He's the guy.
His on base percentage is .497.
And
he's tied with 14 home runs in the majors right now too. 40 RBIs.
Ohtani who?
Yeah.
Right? You don't hear shit about Ohtani.
He's doing pretty good. Ohtani. He's still. I think he's only a couple home runs behind Judge. You know the difference? Like, what?
He pitching this year?
Yeah.
No.
No, Gabe, is he pitching?
Not yet.
Okay. What makes him, I think, stand out a little bit is that he steals 40 bases too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, the guy is. I'm not going to shit on Ohtani. You know what I mean?
The way the Yankees' footwork is, no stolen bases, Aaron. All right.
I agree. You know, I do feel bad for on the Yankees right now, and that's Paul Goldschmidt because he's batting .350 right now, and that's like nobody even talks about it. You know what I mean? Nobody even talks about it.
I know.
Yeah, it's just an exciting time right now for New York sports.
Gabe, it looks like you got a couple extra new guns behind you on that wall. Is that accurate or no?
Yeah, I got one new gun. It's Shadow Systems DR920 that my wife got me for my birthday, which is next week. But she wanted to give me something early, and so she bought me a new gun.
John, Gabe goes to the Piggly Wiggly with 9 guns stuffed in his waistband.
Yeah.
Not wrong with that. I got a license, so I don't mind it.
All right, sticking with baseball. Right, I'm sure you guys heard already, right? Pete Rose, Shoeless Joe Jackson, a few other guys. Now that Rob Manfred, commissioner of baseball, he is lifting the ban. Okay, they're going to be eligible for reinstatement. I think 2028. I think it's the first time they could be eligible for reinstatement to the Hall of Fame. What's your take, guys? You guys have anything?
I think
so.
MLB,
I thought this was.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just thought this was odd because what they basically did was unban everyone that's been banned. So everyone that was part of the Black Sox fiasco, and then I started looking into these other players. This is pretty interesting. So there's been a handful of other players busted for gambling. There was one player who got in a fight with his manager. He was fined $100. And then while drunk later that night, he wrote an inflammatory letter to the commissioner, and the commissioner banned him from baseball.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
But, it's a lifetime ban, right? Their life is over. I mean, common sense means a lifetime is over. Maybe the ban should be lifted, but it doesn't matter anything to us, Pete Rose's his like personal items are already in the Hall of Fame. Everybody knows that he's a hit master. What does it really matter? his family's gonna make a few more, money off of it. I really don't know.
Do you guys, any of you guys think that it's a little disrespectful to be voted in?
I think it's 100%. That's my take.
Yes.
I think it's 100. John, you feel good?
Yeah, no, I think it's gross, to be honest with you. I mean, the guy dies. He's not going to cause any more harm to baseball. Are you kidding me? It's stupid.
I think the Cincinnati Reds kind of forgave him a few years ago. He was allowed back in the stadium.
Yeah.
I think MLB dropped the ball on this.
All these things, when you wait till the person dies, it just rings hollow to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just really doesn't make any.
It makes nothing.
And it's like, you know what? I mean, look, we don't know. I don't know. I mean, we were kids, you know what I'm saying, when this happened. But isn't it like, did he only bet on his team to win?
That's what they said.
Right?
But
That's
now
what he says.
now there's controversy to that, But he always claimed that's what that's what it was.
But, okay, so now, wasn't it only, about 5-6 years ago? The Houston Astros got caught cheating.
Oh, no doubt.
They cheated.
Yeah.
They stole that World Series.
They got no life.
You know what I mean?
But they didn't bet on it. You could cheat, bro. You could get tar. You could pine tar your bat. You could stick, all sticky stuff on your hands and stuff. You could cheat.
So you don't think it's comparable?
No, you get a second chance when you cheat.
Yeah, but
there's a gambling law, and they do not.
Well, let's talk about Otani. What happened with that?
Oh, dude.
Oh my God! No, you're 100% correct.
That got brushed under the rug.
His translator has access to all that millions of dollars.
Come on, man. And we're supposed to accept that as the truth.
They bury that thing, right?
You don't hear it.
Nothing.
Yeah, because he was
Just
throwing.
like the Epstein list. You just still don't hear anything about that.
Don't get Mike started on that.
But he's absolutely right. Right? Or like, why not?
Yeah.
We were promised these things, and we don't. I don't know. We're just supposed to accept what people say, these big corporations or government tells us, and that's it, and including Major League Baseball. Paul Manfred, you're weak. You should have, went to the guy and while he was alive, so he could celebrate his own accolades,
Shame.
Yeah, well, I'm mad at the Knicks too for not letting Oakley back in the building.
Oh,
Yeah, true. Me
It
too.
would be a different ball game if Oakley was on its court side.
I agree, man. I agree.
I actually sent them a video of Oakley. He was in the Long Island bar the other day while with the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Stony Brook. I saw that. Yeah.
It was Stony Brook.
His car washes.
Speaking of, Knicks are down to 14 points. Is that accurate? Am I seeing that?
14. Yep.
Oh, not good.
It's only the third quarter.
We got him right where we want him.
Yeah, so I don't know. To me, it kind of like too little, too late. It rings hollow. If it means anything for the families, that's great. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this.
I have a feeling Bart Giamatti just basically had a hard on for Pete Rose because Pete Rose was getting a lot of attention at the time. He was almost baseball, and Bart Giamatti was someone that had an ego. If you remember, he had a big ego as a commissioner. And then when he died,
and he did.
But when he died, it was pretty much okay. That's it. Everyone assumed. Pete Rose already assumed he's never going to get back in because Giamatti was the one that instituted the ban. So everyone thought only he can lift that ban. But Faye Vincent, who took over after him, also had a hard on for Pete Rose. So I think there's a conspiracy. I'm thinking, I've never heard this anyone else, but I think there's a conspiracy to keep Pete Rose out.
Nah, well, Pete Rose he was a bad gambler, not just with bookies. Like I was in Foxwoods one time and he was there, and fucking the guy that was dealing with me was
he asked to borrow $20.
No, but the guy was like, "Yo, watch this," and tell me to watch him while he's gambling. Like he was a compulsive gambler.
He was definitely a controversial guy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the rules, all the plays. I mean, you see this in basketball
Oh
now.
my God. She shut the TV. What are we going to do? She just shut the TV that I was watching.
But if you're an athlete, you should not be gambling on your sport, period. Period. It's a
I agree.
Bellport
I agree.
girl.
What's her name?
Bellport girl.
Bellport, help us out.
We love Bellport girls.
Thank you.
No, I agree with you, Mike, but I think after some point, when you're not involved in the game anymore and you're not an ambassador to the sport, you're just someone that's been retired from the sport, there's got to be some sort of lift after that.
Well, so the thing with Pete Rose is because he was so knowledgeable and so good at baseball, if they ever lifted his ban, they always thought that he'd automatically get a job in baseball as a coach or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what they did not want, because he could influence younger players, and then they could say, oh, well, I could do it and I could get away with it, and I'll get a second chance later on. You know what I mean?
100%. I get why they banned him. I get why he was, all this. But when years later, when there was no threat or chance of him managing a team, obviously he wasn't going to play anymore. Right. That's when the time where it's like, I feel like if you would have lifted it then while he was alive, but years later.
These guys didn't manage baseball teams. They're 75 years old.
Yeah, but no, right? but you put do restrictions. Yeah. Listen, we'll lift the ban and stuff like that, but just so you know, you'll never manage a team.
I
agree, Adrian.
All right. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Ron Washington, I think, is almost 80 years old, and he's coaching the Angels right now.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, these guys keep going forever.
And Ron Washington, I was going to say, who got busted for cocaine, right?
Yeah. Ron Washington.
But he didn't bet on
Ron Washington likes the booger sugar.
I'm just saying, though, right? These guys are cheating, stealing World Series, doing cocaine, but whatever. What do we know? I don't know. I just got a question. You think Pete Rose ever watched one of Paul Giamatti's movies?
Hell no.
You think any of them?
I love Paul Giamatti.
He's like, that kid
Pig
sucks.
Vomit. Pig vomit.
What was that show on HBO? He was just recently on
Billions. Showtime.
Billions.
He was on Showtime.
Love it.
That's such a good show.
Yeah.
So good.
Great show. And he was great in it. He's a great actor.
Yeah,
I don't know, just funny. Real quick, just one last thing about baseball. Mike D and I were at a Yankee game a couple weeks ago, right? Cousin Vinny hooked it up for us. Joey had a very important soccer game, couldn't make it.
It did.
And we were, so we're sitting down low. And we watched a foul ball. It was like a line drive go into the stands. I think it hit the railing and then it bounced down on somebody. And it kind of, Mike and I were, asking the question, what would you guys rather get hit with? Okay. A baseball at a game or a hockey puck?
A baseball all day.
Yeah. See what
That's quick. That's quick.
A puck.
A hockey puck is far more dense. It's vulcanized rubber.
It's got edges on it too.
Well, what's the speed of a slap shot versus
over 100 miles an hour?
Dude, a foul ball.
I think they're comparable. I would say comparable. But I think you're easily saying a baseball because you've been hit with a baseball before.
I have.
Right. Most of us have been, been hit with a baseball, but I never got hit with a hockey puck. You know what I mean?
Sharp edges on a baseball. You got
right. That's what I mean.
Of a hockey puck.
I think a hockey puck could definitely cut you open. I don't think a baseball maybe if you hit and
baseball, you definitely got a lump, right?
Yeah,
there's a lump. But
that's a story. There is.
Did you ever catch one right in the mouth? On a ground ball and fucking taking a wicket hopping.
No.
Oh,
no, but as a batter, I've gotten
taste that motherfucker.
Elbow.
So check this out. The average exit velocity of a Major League Baseball player batter is around 90 miles an hour. The top 10% of players reach around 95 miles an hour for exit speed. Compare that to a slap shot in the NHL, averages 100 miles an hour and has been clocked as fast as 109 miles an hour.
Oof. Yeah. Gabe, did you hear that? Woof. Woof. John, ask Gabe how he pronounces the word wolf.
Gabe, how do you pronounce the word wolf?
Woof.
Woof.
For whatever reason, his southern accent says woof.
Woof.
So, Joey, you said a baseball.
Yeah.
Mike D. Baseball, hockey puck.
I'll take the baseball.
Yeah. John.
Baseball.
I'm saying baseball as well. Gabe?
Yeah, definitely baseball.
Yeah. So we all we're all on the same page as far as getting hit with a baseball or puck. We just want to say thank you to John Peragine. He tapped out real quick. He's watching the Yankee game. He's like we said, he's owner operator of Donatina's Pizzeria, and he's got work to do.
Yeah.
So we're gonna continue without him.
We're excited to be here, and we're happy that he had us. So
yes,
awesome. Thank you, John.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, guys, moving on. Something very big. We're in week 2 of something pretty.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Should we try to work out a few more slices before they get rid of everything?
Joey, you got that look in your eye. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the only answer acceptable is yes. Okay, yes.
If you guys want to eat that, that's fine. I don't need anything.
You're not hungry anymore?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Are you going to be good with just one slice here? Or no?
Joey's got a look in his eye, Gabe. I don't know if it's coming off on camera or not, but
I could be good with one slice.
If I didn't say yes, okay, I don't even know what would happen right now.
No, because I'm sitting here watching the young lady over there clean the counters and take away all the pizza. I don't know what they're fucking doing with it.
The bar's still open.
Joey's ready to tackle her.
I mean, if she's throwing that away, I will be in the dumpster. No, I'm
And we
kidding.
say bye-bye.
All right, make it work.
All right.
All right, like I said, something we got to talk about. It's week 2 of it. We were off last week, guys. Sorry. Some people might have noticed. Maybe some people might not have. No, maybe some people either did notice or not notice. I don't know, but we were off last week, so we didn't get into this. We're week 2 in the Diddy trial, okay? We've brought this up a few times on this pod, and I don't know what happened last week. We were all pretty busy. But this week so far, I mean, there's some disturbing shit coming out. I mean, have you guys been hearing about
Fucking
this?
gross.
I did.
Yeah.
I heard something.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike, go.
So the chick that's testifying, her name is Cassie.
Cassie.
That was the one that he kind of beat up in the
Okay,
hallway of the hotel.
dragged?
They
Right.
have they
Yeah.
have the camera footage of like
So
10 years ago or so.
Apparently, he would like to have her have sex with male escorts that would, let's say, finish themselves on her body, and then she would take it to the next room with Diddy and apply it to his nipples.
Oh, see, now I didn't hear that.
Yes, that's what I heard. Yes.
On top of that, they would have her open her mouth, and they would urinate in her mouth.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. That's what
And
I
did you
heard.
and did you hear about this other guy that shot up Trump Tower a couple of years back? He was one of the escorts, a part of the freak offs. That's how this all got out.
Holy shit.
So, all right. So I heard that. So
This guy's twisted, bro.
all over the country, like this was like several like locations, you know, this was happening in New York, Miami, you know, wherever he had a house or wherever, like, you know what I'm saying, he's bouncing around, right? I heard that he would hire a male escort, and then it got to the point where I guess if we got comfortable, it would be like the same male escort in, like if you went to that city, they would try to get the same person. Okay. So this male escort would come multiple times. Okay. So the deal was that this is what I heard, you know, the testimony of one of the guys. He knocks on, you know, the door, I guess, hotel room, apartment. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you. She's dressed all in lingerie and stuff, right? Diddy's sitting in a chair in the corner of the room, okay? And she would explain to him, like, you know, what's going on? Like this is what's going to happen. We're going to, you know, rub oil on each other. We're going to get together and see where it goes. And he's going to watch. And he's also going to dictate what, like, the next move is, like, what we're going to do. So then it got to the point where it was like, now this guy was saying, he goes, I can't believe this is happening because I thought she was one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? So I can't believe I was getting paid to have sex with her, you know? So
Holy shit.
they would engage, they would get together, they would engage, they would have sex while Diddy's in the corner masturbating and giving out instructions. You know what I mean? And one of the instructions was urinating in her mouth. Dude, what is... how does anything like that get you off?
I don't get that at all, and I never will. Defecating or urinating, how can that be a turn on to anybody?
Nah.
But what if I paid you to shit on her chest?
No, but
Depends how much.
like a lot of weird shit. Like people get kicked in the nuts. Like, what the fuck is that about? You know what I
How
mean?
do you watch this? You claim to love this person. You're watching this happen.
He's an animal.
You know what I mean?
No love.
Yeah, you know, like, so, like, what do you think? My wife brought
That's
this up.
so degrading.
You know what it's about? It's about the control.
Yeah, he's owning her. He's, you know, come on. He has a person, first of all, an escort who is filthy, defecating, you know, urinating on her. Like, come on, bro. That's like, you know, total humiliation.
So while this testimony is going on, right? His children are in the courtroom. Now I know that I think they're grown, right?
They were part of it.
They're a part of what?
The freak
The
offs.
freak loss?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They were involved?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. See, I didn't see that. I heard something like they got up and, you know, a few points they got up and walked out of the courtroom, which I would think rightfully so. You're hearing about you know, about your father. So now, look, does anybody know? I should have checked on this. I didn't. I'm looking at a sketch artist, right? Like, you know, I'm watching this on the news and I'm looking at a sketch artist and they have the, like, you know, the sketch of Cassie on the stand testifying and she looks pregnant the way,
Yeah.
you know,
she's
the way that-
she's eight months pregnant.
Okay. So she is now, she's married. I don't know how many children, you know, she's obviously having a child. I don't know if she
This
has
is
any
her
other
fourth.
children. Okay. So fourth with the same man.
Yes.
Okay. Dude, Can you imagine that husband being in the courtroom?
Where has your mouth been?
Listening to this? And then it's like, can you imagine if he's finding shit out for the first time? You know what I mean?
He probably was finding this shit out for the first time.
No.
You don't think so?
Dude, I think he's a freak too.
Bro, you don't have that conversation like, hey, listen, you're going to hear some stuff. So you might as well hear it from me first. You know what I mean? I mean, right? But
I would think so.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This is, I knew it was going to be interesting. I knew it was going to be something. I'm shocked by this, man. This is disgusting.
Here's the thing that no one's really talking about, and I think it needs to be talked about. She's 8 months pregnant, right? So she can go into labor anytime now. She's supposed to be on the witness stand for 4 days, I think they said. Right now, the defense is trying to throw in motion after motion to delay her testimony. So I wonder what happens if she goes into labor while she's giving testimony or being cross-examined.
Interesting.
I mean, do they delay the trial? Like, do they bring her back later?
What she said already is enough to convince everybody. We don't need any more from you, Cassie. As a matter of fact, you can stop right here.
I mean, it's not against the law to be discussed.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Well, it could be a mistrial if they don't bring her on the stand because of medical reasons. So if the defense isn't able to cross-examine, I think that can almost be grounds for a mistrial.
Watch them induce her to go into early labor.
Oh God. Yeah, just like whatever. They say he killed people, right? His wife and stuff like that too. I don't know.
Just blowing cars up and
his
having
wife?
people.
Who's the woman that wrote the book?
Kim Porter.
That died?
Yeah, Porter. Yeah. They say that he somehow he injects them with some kind of pneumonia. It's happened to several people around him.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This was in trial?
No. This is rumor, on the internet.
She wrote a book. Kim Porter wrote a book, and it was in the book. I don't know what happened to the book. I think he had a lawsuit to block it or something, but it's in her book.
Dude, like, J-Lo had to see some of this shit, right?
Oh, she's definitely
absolutely, man.
She's supposed to be called as a witness.
I gotta. Is this being televised?
I was just gonna ask. Is it on court TV?
No, since it's a federal court, cameras are not allowed.
Oh, man. I gotta hear about that.
I did see. I don't know if this was fake or not because it's hard to tell these days, but there was a photo going around of Diddy holding hands with a dude in prison. You guys see this?
Like his bitch, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you got going on there?
Cannolis.
This is the girl that shut the Knicks off. Oh,
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You want another beer?
Yes, I do.
Can you guys see this? Can you see a game?
Yeah.
Where the fuck's mine?
Can I just say that it's that's very much a stereotype for Italians is eating the cannoli.
Is it really?
Yeah, like that's the first insult I give to my Italian friends. Go eat a fucking cannoli.
Early on in this pod, Joey shared with everybody he gets him in a stocking at Christmas.
What a treat! What a treat!
Yeah, very nice.
Everybody plays a long game.
Very nice. Well, cream.
All right. So you said being disgusting is not illegal.
Yeah.
So what is she testifying then? Because
so she's saying basically that she was captive, that she everything was done against her will. And on top of that, he was considered her employer. So as her boss, he's making her do all this shit as an employee of Bad Boy Records, which is illegal.
Also, I think this is it's building on his character. You know what I mean? It's showing his character and stuff.
History.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. How he is.
Oh my God,
they're building a foundation for their case is what they're doing, and their foundation is that he's abusive, he's a control freak, that he's a deviant. So it's working.
He likes to have his women peed on by strangers.
Dude, it's all about painting the pictures to the jury.
Oh my. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You don't want another guy looking at your wife, right? You know what I mean?
That's what I said. Like, how does that bring you pleasure?
Oh my God.
Watching some guy be with your wife. But there's people out there, man, You
think it's gonna be a long trial?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like there's probably so many people
I want to hear his defense.
to interview, you know what I mean? Or to testify.
because listen, I don't want to insult any woman or anything, but like a lot of this Me Too shit. I mean, these women were present and they were there for a reason, and like they had a goal in their mind. Maybe they didn't expect to trade sexual favors or something. But it had to be in the back of their head when you show up to a hotel room or to a Diddy party or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, you're in that lifestyle. You show up at 1 o'clock in the morning, something's weird's gonna happen.
Somebody help me!
I
listen. No means no, but I kind of think she drank that piss willingly. You know what I mean? Did she say, during testimony that I was begging him to stop and I said no? I don't think she said that during her testimony.
I didn't hear that.
No, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you kind of there voluntarily.
Well, no, she did say that she didn't want to participate, but he threatened her with blackmail. That if she didn't do it, he was gonna release videotape of her. So blackmail is also illegal.
The quid pro quo.
It was sticking balls everywhere.
That's illegal.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go right. You could be, some kind of felony, right, for blackmailing somebody.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Blackmail's 100% illegal.
And I think there was a new law that passed last year or 2 years ago that's related to retaliatory sexual acts on video.
Well, I got to be honest. I haven't been locked into this, but I will be from today on.
He's all about learning.
I just want to apologize, everybody. I'm sitting here and stuff on my face. With
I got this cannoli. I just want to take another bite of it.
Yeah. No, go for it.
It's getting ugly in Boston.
Huh?
It's getting ugly in Boston right now.
Yeah, that's the first breath he took as Darth Vader.
Really? It's like that?
Yeah.
You know.
That's the first breath he took. Yeah.
You know that soundbite.
You know that sound. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
What is it? Are we down by 21?
No, we're down by almost 30.
No.
Is it 106.83, right?
Oh man.
Yeah, that's not 30. Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. Bring it back to the garden. All right. All right, guys. They're going to be closing soon, so we're going to wrap
Real
up.
quick.
Yeah.
I think I said almost 30.
Yeah.
And it's 23, so that's almost 30.
It's closer to 20. So we're going to wrap things up with talking about, we got a brand new pope, guys. We got a brand new pope, and it's the first American. How do you fucking feel?
Leo.
Villanova.
Yes.
Gabe, do you feel a lot of pride?
No, not really. Not at all.
He's like, as an atheist, no.
So some interesting things about this Pope. He was born in Chicago. He gained Peruvian citizenship in 2015. In 2000, he allowed Father James Ray, an Augustine priest, to reside at St. John Friar in Chicago.
You with this music.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Thank you.
He allowed this priest to be a part of the church in Chicago. This priest was actually part of a host of credible accusations of sexual abuse to minors. So he hid him in the church. He also faces credible accusations from survivors of sexual abuse by clergy for protecting and or covering up abuses. So it's a very odd pick for them to make him the Pope.
Now, who decides? Is this like all the cardinals?
No, but listen,
Yes.
the Catholic faith, if you can confess your sins, then you have a clean slate. So that's what they're. I'm just saying.
What do they say in the Bronx, though? Right? What's the best part of being Catholic? Is you get to start over every week.
That's good.
Right? But I'm saying, do you know who picks him?
The clergy. I don't know. Is it
Conclave.
the clergyman? I don't know.
I think all the cardinals get together and they choose it during the conclave.
Yeah, so was it you, Mike, that told me to watch the Conclave?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I did watch that. It was very interesting. By the way,
it broke it down for you, right? How political
yeah.
it could get, and talking about blackmail. They try to blackmail each other, drop out. Come out.
All right, so Pope Leo, right? He's what, the 237th Pope? Is something like that, right?
Yes.
So this is the first American.
Well, we're a young country. It's only 200 years old.
I hear what you're saying, but still, you know what I mean? This is the first American. That's a little shocking. I didn't really, I never thought about it, but I just, when they said that, I was like, wow, that's interesting.
What'd you say? We're a young country, 200 years old?
200 years is nothing.
Think about that. We're all almost 50.
250 years old.
This country's not that fucking old.
No, not at all, bro.
Next year, man, we celebrate, 250 years.
Yeah.
We're babies.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, speaking of the Pope, I want to ask you guys, did you guys catch the Pope Francis's procession, his funeral, and any of that stuff? Did you see?
Not really, no.
Did you see his casket or anything?
I did see the casket. Yeah.
It made me think. I want to ask you guys. I don't know. I know we get a little morbid sometimes. Well, I'm going to speak for myself. I think I get a little morbid. I'm bringing up these questions to you guys. When the time comes, is it going to be open or closed, that casket?
I'm being cremated, so obviously closed.
Yeah, but you still have a wake.
I think we've talked about this.
We did talk about this? As far as open and closed? I thought we talked about maybe buried or cremated.
We did.
Yeah, but
It
I'm
was
saying
buried
not,
or cremated.
not open and closed.
I'm going to be cremated, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but there's still a viewing.
I don't think the viewing happens.
No, you're in an urn if you're cremated.
Right. Dude, we've been to wakes before where they've cremated the person after the viewing.
After
Not
the
me.
wake.
Yeah, after
You don't want people to see your stiff body?
No.
No?
I thought the process went. I guess you could decide how you want the process to go, but I don't remember anybody I know being cremated after the viewing.
So this is saying on Google, cremation typically follows a funeral service, allowing for the traditional service of the body present to be present before the cremation takes place. However, it is possible to have a memorial service after the cremation. So it goes both ways.
I honestly think the whole idea,
kind of like Mike.
I think the whole idea is bizarre to me.
Like
the
Diddy.
fact that we're showed off in a room like that and then we're buried in the ground.
Oh, no.
I don't like
I want them to weep over my body.
I want to be. My wife knows the deal. I want to be cremated, and
I don't want no tie, open button down my shirt, hairy chest sticking out.
Mike wants cologne sprayed on him
every 15 minutes.
Wait, all right. So you want a viewing?
Yeah, I think it's traditional.
So open casket.
All my life, all my family. Yeah, come see me.
Yeah.
Put your hands all over my dead hands.
So all right. So ready. So in your Joey, in your mind, you have this pictured as you pass, right? And your family comes to see you where? To say just to pay their last respects. See you as your body. In the morgue?
No. They'll see my ashes.
I'm saying all right.
In an urn.
So but I'm just saying though, you don't want that? Like
I don't think so.
No?
I don't want to wake, and I don't like any of it, honestly.
You don't want the attention?
No, it's not about the attention. It's just about the process. I think it's weird.
Like
Joe's going to be bored during the whole process.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, death is messed up, and people take it so many different ways. You handle it differently than I do, but somebody in your family may need that closure to see you there. You know what I mean? Just think about it. It's not for you. You're dead. It's for your family and other people.
Yeah, maybe.
Dude, seriously, because you're probably gonna die before me. I'm like,
you're probably right.
I'm all set. I'm gonna fucking put a pizza right on top of your chest. You know what I mean?
Send you away with a little something.
That would be fucking kind of dope.
See?
Huh?
You know what I'm saying?
We take pictures. We're all fucking eating. We're all taking a slice of that pie, right? We're all over there taking a slice of that pie, right in front of the casket.
And then the DJ comes out.
I don't know. I think, so like you said, we've discussed on the pod. I want to be cremated. You want to be Mike, you said you want to be buried, right?
Yeah.
So
it's an open casket, bury me, traditional.
I think, as long as I didn't fucking go, like I didn't die in a terrible accident.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as long as, if I just went naturally, I'm gonna keep that casket open.
If you got to piece me together with wax.
And I want you guys to all look at me, right?
Imagine that being your job. What are they called?
Morticians?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. I don't know, man.
Well, we know some morticians.
I know. I don't think I could do it.
No,
We should have him on and interview him about this shit.
I worked at a cemetery when I was younger. It was pretty weird.
I think you got to be cold-hearted. You know what I mean? You have to remove your feelings from what you're actually doing. You know what I mean?
It's probably like anything else. You grow numb to it eventually, but still, you're still dealing with
bodies,
touching and dealing with dead human bodies. I don't know.
I agree. But you guys are gonna look at me one last time, okay? One last time, and then I'm gonna put me in the fire. Gabe, what about you?
I'm kind of with Joe. Like, I don't really give a shit. Like, just burn me the fuck to ashes and then go have a party.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. All right, guys, for the sake of time, okay, because we're here at Donatina's in Patchogue. They're closing up soon. So we are going to end things here. Guys, I know we always end things with a brew crew email, but we're gonna save those emails for next week.
Yeah, we'll double up on them.
Kate from Henderson, Nevada, we got you. Okay, we were off last week. I know you emailed a while ago. We were off last week. Chris in Virginia, we got you. Barbara from Massac, always.
Tippy from Vermont.
Yeah.
Rose from Michigan. We
Ben
got you
from
guys.
Mass.
Yeah, we got you. They're coming, but like I said, we're on location at Donatina's, 18 West Avenue in Patchogue, New York. Guys, we're not. You've heard us talk about food on this podcast before several times. Okay, we're not kidding.
No, dude. Listen,
some of the best pizza.
When I ate the corner of that Detroit slice,
Yeah.
I saved it for the last bite. There's something special that actually happened, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
Change your life.
And they just brought us cannolis to end things up.
Oh my God.
Like the cannolis, seriously, some of the best I've had.
Thanks again to John Peragine, owner operator of Donatina's in Patchogue.
It's a must-have. Try it.
If you're in the area, come try. Gabe, Joe.
No, I was gonna say thank you, Gabe.
Yeah,
no
Gabe.
problem.
Thank you very much. Like I said, we'll get to those emails. What do you got? Oh, like, share, follow, subscribe. Seriously, guys, if you subscribe, you'll never miss an episode. So make sure you subscribe.
Also, don't forget, leave a comment too. Leave a comment. It helps the algorithms for other people that are looking for podcasts. So leave a comment. Give us
Even
a
if you
thumbs
don't
up.
like it,
All that stuff.
comment that you don't like it.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or indifferent. Lay it out there.
Tell me to shut the fuck up. I don't care.
Yeah, please tell Gabe to shut the fuck up. No, seriously, Gabe, we love you. Thank you. And
Don't be
guys,
rude.
we'll see you next week.
Get home safe.
And we say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.